was time for me to leave Med Surg, okay? That's just it. Okay, that was just it. Yeah, that's it. That's the story, and that's what I'm all with. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So I am stuck in traffic, so I figured that I had time to chat a little bit. And for all of those who may be concerned, I promise you my car is going not even 5 miles per hour. So your girl is switching over from Med Surg to the emergency department. Woohoo! I'm super excited because it's always been something that I've wanted to do ever since, honestly, since before nursing school, because I always said I wanted to be like a rapid response nurse. So that's something I've always wanted to do. And in order to go the rapid response nurse route, for those who don't know, you have to either be working in the emergency room for like 5 to 7 years or in ICU. Fortunately for me, I've been a nurse for about 11 months now, blended between 2 separate hospitals, one in Wisconsin, the other one was in Texas. And so this new position is at another hospital, which seems kind of hectic and crazy that I've went to 3 different hospitals, or I've been to 3 different hospitals in less than a year. But my whole situation, if you don't know, you can watch the other previous videos to find out. But I relocated to Texas about 7 months ago. So that's why I say in total I have about 11 months of experience as an RN, mainly on Med Surg floor. Just for a little background about me, before I became an RN, I was working as a CNA for 7 years. The last, I want to say 2 years of those 7 years as a CNA, the last 2 years, excuse me, I worked on a Med Surg unit, and that was my very first hospital job, and it got me 2.5 years I worked on the Med Surg unit, and it got me where I am today, where I know a lot. It was a level 1 trauma hospital, so I learned a lot. They weren't afraid to teach me. They weren't afraid to show me the ropes because they knew I was in nursing school. All those future nursing students out there, if you're not a CNA, please go get your CNA license and get your license at a hospital. If you intend to work at a hospital, get your experience at a hospital is what I mean, not license. Get your experience at a hospital if you intend to work at a hospital once you graduate as a nurse. Please, please, please. It is so vital. It is so important because the hospital kind of gives you your foundation for everything. Every single thing. It gives you your foundation. So if you're gonna take any advice from me for today out of this YouTube video, please let that be it. If you are in nursing school, get your CNA license, work as a CNA at the hospital, preferably on the Med Surg floor, just because that gives you your backbone as a nurse. I don't care what anybody says, that gives you your background and your backbone as a new nurse. Starting out, that's what's gonna do it, is having that Med Surg experience. And although I've only been a nurse on a Med Surg floor for 11 months, I still have that 2.5 years of experience as a CNA on the Med Surg floor too. So I kind of have that to fall back on as far as knowing everything. In the hospital I worked at as a CNA, we could straight calf, could remove IVs. It gave CNAs a good amount of experience. So let's just get into how I decided to transition and what made me want to transition. So you're gonna find that out in this video, so please keep watching. The whole reason why I decided to switch from Med Surg to ER is because I needed a change of scenery. I needed something different. I just got tired of the same old family members cursing you out, patients crazy running down the halls, patients peeing on the floors. I got tired of it. I got tired of being like an emotional punching bag. The doctor hasn't done this, and I don't mean to take it out on you, but, and I was so tired of hearing that. It was starting to consume me, and it started affecting my mental health, it would get so overwhelming and frustrating to the point where I was like, this is not what I want to do. I do not want to be miserable. Although the emergency department does have a lot of going on, I don't feel like my stress level is going to change, but I do feel like things, at least when I deal with these crazy patients and their family members, it'll be for a short period of time. It won't be for 13 hours. I will miss the connections that I made with patients, like that one-on-one connection, but it was time for me to leave Med Surg, okay? That's just it. Okay? That was just it. Yeah, that's it. That's the story, and that's what I'm rolling with. So any job you start at, they're gonna have their problems, but do not let that stop you, because when I told people I was switching from Med Surg to ER, there were so many people trying to like low-key throw shade, or low-key be like, well, there's problems everywhere you go, or you sure you're ready for the ER, and little slick comments and stuff like that. But a person like me, I just brushed it off my shoulder. If you're a person that was in my position, you're considering changing specialties, do not tell your coworkers. Do not tell them. And these coworkers happened to find out because I had already put my notice in. So I did not tell them until after my notice is already in. If you can avoid telling them, I just wouldn't, because sometimes people are so afraid of change and so fearful of change that they put their fears on you. So they kind of like put their fears out on you. So the statements they say and things they may say, they put it off on you. And they want you to feel the way that they feel. So if they're scared of changing positions or changing specialties, they'll say anything negative because they're scared to do it. So please, if you can, refrain from telling people about your levels of growth, because if they aren't ready to grow, then they're not going to want you to grow. Take it from me, if you're ready for change and you want to see things different in your life and you want change for yourself and change for the better, do it for you. Don't do it for nobody else. Today was my onboarding for this new hospital that I'll be working at. I didn't do the ER at the other hospital I was working at because that hospital was more so like a community hospital. I wanted to get back to that crazy fast-paced environment that I got at a level 1 trauma hospital. And don't get me wrong, the Med Surg floor I worked at was really busy too at times, but I wanted to get back to where I was like boom 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 boom, from one thing to the next to the next to the next to the next, because that's how my brain works. So therefore I found out or came across an opportunity to get a position in ER. The only requirements that the hiring manager had was that you have at least 6 months experience as an RN. So at that point I had been at like 10 months of experience when I applied. So I was like, oh, I know for sure that I'm good to go. My interview was on Zoom. I did the interview and signed the offer letter. So today, the reason why I'm so dolled up is because I went to take my badge photo. I had to get a TB test, get all of that stuff done. I had to do the drug test. I had to, do everything you have to do in order to onboard for a new job in the healthcare field. Super excited for this new position, this new door that's opening. I start at the new position on the 31st of this month, and I'm excited. Like I said, I'll be working day shifts, so the same exact schedule as when I worked in Med Surg. So the days where I'm off, I'm dedicated to going to the gym. It's my way to relieve stress and anxiety, and I feel like it'll be definitely something that I need working in the emergency department. I'll need some type of relief in a healthy way. I'll also be getting a therapist, which I feel like is super important, that a lot of people don't talk about and they don't touch on, but I feel like that's important too when you work in the healthcare. I want to work on my outside and inside. I want to make sure my mental health is right as well, because going into the emergency department is definitely physically and emotionally and psychologically demanding. So I want to make sure I'm not giving my all to these jobs and I want to make sure that when I go home, I'm not feeling drained like I would sometimes feel, or most of the time will feel, in Med Surg. I'll make sure I keep you guys updated on any new changes that may occur. So I'm super excited for this new journey, and I pray that it goes well. I pray that, you know, this new door that God opened for me, I pray that everything just falls into place. And I just pray for my strength, because I know that working in the emergency department will not be easy. And I'll see some things that I've never seen before, and go through things I've never gone through before in healthcare. So I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm a little anxious for this new level of change. So moving to Texas was a fresh start, and changing specialties is definitely a fresh start. So from Med Surg to ER, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. So I hope you guys wish the best for me. Pray for me if you're spiritual. Pray that everything goes smoothly. I've had a lot on my plate lately that I won't get into, but just know it's been a lot on my emotional well-being and my psychological well-being. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope that you guys are inspired by me. I hope that you learn a lot from me, and I hope that you learn from me. So the mistakes I have made, I hope you do not make those same ones. So good luck, and thanks for watching.